I don't bother my family. I really don't bother anybody. Me, I'll figure it out. I'll find a way. I was homeless since I was a little boy, 10 years old or so, 11 years old. I left home at a young age. And I just grew up on the streets then. My family wants me to come home, but I drink. And out of respect for my family, my nieces, my nephews, my sisters, I don't bother them because they don't drink as I drink, obviously. So I don't like to bug them when I'm drinking, just out of respect for them.
We're not bad people. It's just we're having a problem.
Rural communities, especially small rural communities, are just not equipped to provide the resources that some people need. There's a lot of trauma and a lot of other things that people are dealing with that create obstacles and barriers for them to navigate the system. And the system is not set up for people to navigate sometimes.
The systems aren't designed for everybody. That whole struggle of trying to do this, and do this at the same time while making nothing never worked. I couldn't see it, but then I would get into this route and then I would miss a meeting or a phone call. Or the best was they would mail you something, but if you didn't quite have an address that you ever used, or you didn't pay attention to the fact you switched addresses and didn't tell assistants, you'd be cut off.
He drank too much one night and things got out of hand. And just when we were going to Manitoba housing, that's when the situation had arisen and the cops intervened. And then therefore we lost everything, our housing situation.
They don't understand because I guess they haven't lived it and they're too busy in their lives to really pay attention to some of the stuff, maybe.
When the systems fail the homeless population, they have their own community at the grassroots level, and they teach and help one another. They take care of situations in their own way. They don't call cops or anything. They deal with it in their street family.
When I was in Calgary, I got messed up on drugs out there, and I was involved with the street people out there, and I pulled a robbery on a store out there because I wanted more drugs.
I don't know what's going to happen from like 1 minute to the next, minute by minute, hour by hour. I gotta be on guard because I don't know what situation I can get into if someone's gonna be aggressive, I guess, in that sense.
Vulnerable girls get mixed up with the wrong people and have to do sex trades and where the guys have to beat up people or rob people, or there's so many factors that go on in that kind of setting, and it's a survival.
People may not like me for it, but people may don't understand it. I survived.
I've been in a shelter, I've been on the streets, I've slept in the place that we had behind you by the tracks, and we had tents set up there, but then someone went and tore them down, so we lost those places, and a lot of us lived there. A lot of us street people lived there. You know, we all slept side by side or whatever. You know.
Urban homelessness, I think you see it more often. We have that homeless person on the street idea. Rural homelessness, we don't see. It's somebody who's staying at a friend's house or a neighbor's house. And then a couple of weeks later, he's staying at another friend's house. There's a lot more couch surfing, or rented a room for a little bit and then has moved on, maybe without paying the rest of the rent.
My biggest thing is a small town. Everybody knows everybody. So that means wherever you approach to go rent, they already know your baggage, or they know the coffee shop side of the baggage. So it's a little difficult, like especially when you're especially in recovery, when you first start trying to recover, you even get the urge to be honest to everything and everyone. And so now, when you go to get an apartment or whatnot, they ask you what you've been doing. Well, just got out of jail for 3 months, right? I just got out of jail for 6. You know what I mean? And so then it's like, oh well, do you have a job? Well, I'm supposed to talk to assistants tomorrow. Oh, assistants. Well, you become a lost cause in that sense sooner rather than later in a bigger place where you have hundreds of thousands of people. I've got hundreds of thousands of people to try again with, I guess, is the best way to say that.